Hello YouTube, Terry McClellan here, first from the line. How are you guys doing today? I'm just out on my line here. I'm on one of my roads that I call my Madison Quarry Road. I got martin boxes and stuff down here and Wolverine sets. Not lots. I think I got 3 or 4 martin boxes, 4 martin boxes, and one Wolverine set. And then I usually, sometimes I'll put in lynx or fox come through. I'm gonna put a snare. I got lots of good poplars there. I'll just well, you guys know what you do. Yeah, see that little spot right there, right there. See how it's all cut out? I'll just take my axe and I'll just cut through there, and then I'll go so far into the bush with my snowshoes, or vice versa. Right here, this one here is a little big. Probably won't use that one. Yeah, I'm not getting a very good picture here. I wonder what happened here. Oh, there we are. I don't know. Well, maybe I'm too close to the bush. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, so there's, yeah, right there, straight ahead on the picture, and then right here, straight ahead on the picture. Yeah, I got fuzzy there. I don't know what that was all about. But yeah, so I'm just out here and checking things out. It's the second day of trapping here in northern Manitoba. I don't know when. I was wondering when trapping started in. If somebody can give me a post. I don't know if these guys are from Ontario or Ottawa, Quebec, but I see they trap on. They make videos. They make good videos. But yesterday I watched a video of theirs, and they had 62 martin sets put out, and some beaver sets, but 62 martin sets. And I'm thinking, holy moly, like 62 sets. Like, and yesterday in Manitoba was the first day of trapping. Yesterday, day after Halloween. So I'm thinking, these guys must trap early, unless unless they put the sets out and they baited them the same day and then they checked them. I don't know. That's none of my business. But I just thought, holy moly! But the date must be different, and you know what? If that's the case, their season could end earlier than ours. Like, my season doesn't end till, bear with me, November, December, January, February, end of March. So I got 5 months of trapping. Yeah, 5 months of trapping. 15th of March or something like that. But yeah, so I'm just, you can see, I just cut myself a little load of wood here for to make my wife happy. She said, "What are you doing today?" I said, I'm just gonna go out and repair some martin boxes, and might have to cut some trail and get out of the house is what I was doing after that devastating loss last night for the Blue Jays. That sort of wasn't very fun, but anyways, they played good all year and they played good in the playoffs. They just couldn't do it in the end, and that happens. That's sports, man. I don't care what anybody says. That's sports. But yeah, so I got a little buck of wood here. Not the biggest wood or anything, but I just hauled it out on my back from back in there. I got a martin set back in there. That's actually, that's my only martin set that I set. I put it in there today, and I'm gonna leave it till probably Tuesday or Wednesday. It's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday or Wednesday, and see if I get any action around it. I caught quite a few martin in here last year, so I'm not suspecting too much out of here. But the year before I caught quite a few. I think the year before I caught 8 off this road, and then last year I think I caught about the same, if not a couple more. I never caught no big males though. I think I caught one good sized male out of here, but I never caught no big males. I caught lots of small guys, males, and I think it was about a 50-50 ratio. It was like five males and 4 females and something like that. But yeah, it wasn't great. But yeah, so I'm just poking away. I'm just doing my thing, trying to get things going for the winter. Another year trapping, and something I love to do. I'm making my way. Eventually, I'm going to make my way to Winnipeg, Manitoba, in the next few years or so. But I'm going to stay trapping. My son's going to stay behind, and he's going to live in our house. and I'll just come up for November, December for the first sale, and then maybe I'll leave my traps in for a couple weeks in January and February, and if I notice that I'm not catching nothing, I'll just yank everything. But yeah, I'm not giving up the trap line. I love it too much. Few people that I know who have trapping interests in that are already saying, "Are you going to give your trap line up?" I said, "No, no, no." And they said, "Well, can we trap it when you're gone?" I said, "Well, it doesn't really work like that. You know, the first time a CEO or game warden hears that I'm not coming back and people are just trapping, I just get a license and people are trapping my line. It won't go good for anybody. They'll just they'll take it away." So yeah, I'm gonna trap it a couple more years, and you know, probably looks like either a coyote or a little fox track right there. But yeah, I'm gonna keep poking away at it, and like I said, I'm only, what am I, 57 years old now, so I'm still feeling good. Got a little few aches and pains, but you know, if you can come out and still do this, haul wood out on your back and be able to cut a little jag of wood every now and then, you're still doing good. I really enjoy the bush. I really enjoy that. I seen Robert Badine put a video out the other day of some of his old stuff. Hoping he comes back this year, because I know he took the hiatus or half the season off last year. He wasn't going to make videos or something. I don't know what the whole reasoning for that was, but I know you see him back. He made a post yesterday. See the wood in there? Like, look at that. Like right there, there's a beautiful dry one. You can see that middle. And then look at that beautiful one right there, back in there. And there's another one right in front of me, dry, just standing everywhere here. And there's tons of wood in here. I'm walking back a little ways to get it now, but if a guy was to cut right here, just cut straight in right here, and then just go wiggle through the trees with a quad and a trailer, which I have, I tell you, that guy could have wood coming out of his yin yang. And then I was thinking about it, but with a friend of mine, but I'm actually not supposed to have anybody else on this piece of property. This is a private piece of property, and I've signed papers so that if anything, like if I ever fucking cut my leg off cutting firewood, or ever get my fucking arm caught in the trap, I can't come back on anybody. It's all, you know, liability, right? So yeah, so I was gonna talk about it, but I talked to Lisa, the lady who works at the mine site there, and she said, yeah, Terry, she said that gets into some red tape, and you know, we don't want to really get into that. And I understand where she's coming from. I said, yeah, I hear you, Lisa. She's a nice, very nice lady. Lisa, I think her last name was Bonthron. Really nice lady. But she said she just didn't want to get into that kind of stuff. But yeah, so I'm rumbling on again like I always do. But yeah, I'm hoping everybody gets going on the trap lines here. I think they're starting up north. I talked to a guy and said that he couldn't wait. He said they got a little skiff of snow. Not much. He says they could see some rabbit tracks. I asked him what the marten numbers are looking like because of all the forest fires, and he says, you know, he says I don't know. He said one really good area his got burnt pretty good, he said. And he said he used to take a lot of marten out of there, but they usually move, right? Marten will move. There's my trapper sign here. I'll show you guys this. So I have to post this when I'm on the mine site, if you guys can see that. It says RTL number 29, Thicket Portage. That's the catchment area I'm in. Please be respectful to trappers' sets. I gotta put these up whenever I'm on private property, so I put that up there. That's been up there for about 5 years. But that one there was funny. I put that thing up, and I think my trail right here, this is how I used to walk in, right here. And I had a marten box and a wolverine set and a marten box in here. And I come in one day, and these, I don't know who it was, but I come in and I'm walking into my set, and I think it was right here. I think it was right there, that tree right in front of me there, right there, had a camera on it. Thinking, oh, who the heck is this? So first thing I do is I phone Notch Resources, and I said, yeah. He said, are you guys got cameras on my trap line? He says, what are you talking about, Terry? He knew who I was. His name's Mike. He's Mike Sitko, very nice guy. He says, what are you talking about, Terry? I said, well, Mike, I went to my trap line and I said, there's a camera on one of my trails into a Wolverine set and a Martin set. He's like, you know what, Terry? I'm telling you, buddy, it's not us. He says, because we don't usually do that unless we're hearing theft of trappers are telling people are coming in stealing sets and stealing fur. He says, we don't play that game, putting cameras. He said, we know where you are. He says, if we go down that road, we'd see your thing. We'd walk in and check your set to see if you're legal. Everything was going good. But he says, yeah, he said, we don't usually do that. But I said, well, okay. I said, well, I'm just wondering because I said, like I said, it's there. And I was just wondering. So it turned out, there's a trail. See this trail? This was cut years and years. Well, you can still see the tractor marks in it. This was cut years and years ago, this trail. It's a mess now because we just had a storm here like you wouldn't believe. Blew every tree down in the bush. But that's the trail that I was going to cut open. I was going to cut the willows here, come through here, cut the willows, and just keep going back there and cutting wood. You can just see there's just wood everywhere. So if I was cut through, and that'll take me right to the big lake. This would actually be a really good thing to cut open. And with a good chainsaw, you whack through these willows like nothing. Like I did a piece of my line the other day, not very long, but with my chainsaw, and literally had it done. That's what some big cuts, like some big trees that come down, literally had it done in 30 minutes, 35, 40 minutes. So it wasn't long. I had to guess it was probably from here. I don't know if you can see that gate. There's a gate up there. Well, the main highway is right in front. You can see the shininess of the main highway. It was probably that long, and I was done in about 35, 40 minutes. Yeah, so anyways, I'm gonna let you guys go. It's 12 minutes talking to you. I don't even know I'm gonna be able to post this long video, but it's all mumbo jumbo anyway. I got a few beaver sets out. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 beaver sets out. I've already taken out 2 beavers out of 2 houses. Very happy with that. Check this out. That's either wolf. Oh, you know what that is. I know what that is. That's not wolf. That's there's another guy walking his dog down here. But yeah, that's what that would have been. He probably smelled something in the dirt. You can see dog tracks all over here. But there's dog tracks right there. So yeah, so quickly about, okay, I forgot to tell you something. So that camera, it turned out there was a RCMP officer from the K9 unit was walking his dog out here. And then the day that I seen the camera, I took off my balaclava because I had it on because it was cool. Took off my balaclava and I don't know if it picked up sound, but I said, I don't know whose camera this is or whatever. I just give him the 1, 2. And then I said, technically this is private property. I don't know who this is, but you're not supposed to be here. I've already talked to Natural Resources and I've already talked to Valet, to the mining company. And I said, Natural Resources said they would come out and put cameras on it, on this road, to see who's coming in here. And the next time I came out, 2 days later, camera was gone, and I never seen that K9 unit. Like I used to come from my other line, my big line. I used to come and that K9 unit was in here. I actually seen him walking one day, and that was before the camera went up. And then I'm pretty sure he was the camera guy. But Valet said, doesn't matter, RCMP, Terry, FBI, it's marked at the road, private property, authorized people only. And like I said, I signed a waiver to be in here. And he says there's no ifs, ands, or buts on that. He says if RCMP wants to walk their dog down there, they got to come here, they got to fill out the forms, they got to speak with me because I do all that, and then I give them a yay or a nay to walk their dog on private property. He says that's just the way it is. I said okay, no problem. So yeah, like I said, the camera went away after that, and life went on, and that's all there is to it. 14 minutes into the thing, mumbo jumbo. I'm probably gonna leave it at that. Hopefully in your next video I'll be able to maybe show you a martin catch or something. I'm going to check my my beaver sets here right away. I'm going to actually pull a couple of them because they're just not, yeah, they're just not producing. The 2 further down the highway, just I haven't caught nothing. I caught the 2 closer to town, where just in front of me. If you go to the highway, turn left about I don't know, not even a quarter of a mile down the road. That's where I caught the first two. But I got further ones down about, if I turn right on the highway, I go about 4 or 5 miles down, and I never caught nothing down there. So I'm not saying there's not beaver there. There's lots of beaver. There's lots of feed pile, but there's just, I'm just not getting them for some reason. I might leave them till the ice comes, and then then I can see the air bubbles, right? That's how I caught them last year. I caught 1, 2, 3. I think I caught 3 or 4 last year, and that I got 2 out of that house, and I got 2 out of the houses over here, so I got 4 last year, and I still got a whole 1.5. So I got 3.5 now. So, and I use scrap, like all summer long we fish, right? We fish, and I keep all my scraps, any scraps. We throw out old ham meat, I throw it in the thing. We end up with some old chicken, I throw it in a bag, I throw it in the thing. So this one here, actually, this house right here, this Martin box right here has turkey in it from Thanksgiving. So yeah, I got some turkey in this one, so I just throw it in there, whatever. One time I had some old pepperoni and I threw it in there. I came back and I had a beautiful martin sitting on it, and he must have been able to get by that trap, because I caught him, and another martin female or something came in and grabbed all that pepperoni, but it was all gone. It was like, holy moly, that was good. So I gotta go see my pizza friend and tell him I need some pepperoni. But anyways, I'm gonna let that be all. Starting to joke around here. Thank you very much for watching my videos. You have any questions or anything you want to ask, or this or that, and where exactly I trap, like, you know, and stuff like that, and area population of the area, what kind of, you know, just yeah, feel free. You can always leave a message on my video. Thank you very much. Have a great day, and we'll see you down the line.